I hate to say that this definitely isn't the first time I'm making a video about a school shooting, but it isn't. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico the Acronym back in the sack again, and it's time for Rico's Rants. And of course, I have to rant about the latest school shooting, and actually just one of the latest school shootings. There was actually, I just saw as I was doing the research for this video, there was one in Joppatown, which is like right outside of Baltimore, I believe. A student was shot in the stomach. So prayers out to that family of that student. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there before I started getting into this other case down in Georgia. Um, so that's just crazy off the top. Is I'm already talking about two different. Anyway, Apalachee High School in Georgia, right outside Atlanta, like 50 miles outside Atlanta. This young man, 2 days of class in, decided that, all right, it's time to shoot people. It's time to bring this AR-15 to school and shoot people. And I'm speaking about this one in particular because there's one thing that separates this from every other case except for one, which was the Ethan Crumbley case. This is one of the few cases where the father or one of the parents is being charged for the actions of the child. The father in this case has hold on. The father has been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 of second-degree murder, and 8 of cruelty to children because 8 children were shot but didn't die. And that carries a maximum of 180 years. That is how many years the father is facing for the actions of the son. And it's only the second case for any of that to happen outside of the Ethan Crumbley case. So, wow, off the top. My thoughts on that whole thing, I'm at a crossroads with it because in this case and in the last case, I definitely believe that the parents needed to face some sort of legal ramifications for allowing their kids to be that close to firearms, knowing they had mental health issues and knowing that they had already been interviewed by the FBI for threats of a school shooting online in a Discord where this kid has his Discord name is in Russian and translates into the last name of another school shooter. It's a crazy rabbit hole. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, in this case, with the fact of the matter being that the father bought him the gun after the FBI talked to him, but according to the news and other sources, the father bought him the gun to get him into hunting, to get him off of video games, which is where he got into trouble with the FBI already. So, in one hand, I can kind of see, like, and I know, it's rural Georgia. They gonna hunt out there. I get it. I'm not so anti-gun. I'm pro gun registration. I'm pro gun laws. I'm not anti-gun. Just go ahead for all the people that are gonna watch this and think that I'm just like, oh my god, that we need to ban da da da. No, I'm not anti-gun, but I do think there needs to be red flag laws. I don't think that stuff like AR-15s is really necessary to be sold on the public market. I think, at the end of the day, those are weapons of war. That kind of stuff should stay in that kind of theater. Even though, yes, there are going to be people that get it illegally, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not here to have that discussion. The discussion I'm here to have is about the parents being charged. And in this case, I honestly think this is a very slippery one. I think the dad is definitely going to get some sort of charges, probably reduced charges. I don't think he's going to end up doing 180 years. I think he's going to end up doing some time. The kid is obviously getting life. Like, that's just what it's going to be. They're charging him as an adult. I believe he was 17, so there you go. And like I said, it was the second day of school. there's just no reasoning behind it, but there never is reasoning behind this kind of stuff. And of course, just like every other school shooting where there is a lily white child involved, I have already heard all the excuses, all the softening of his image in the media. He was bullied, he had mental issues. There's already talks of him being bullied in middle school and all this other stuff. My thing is like this: he was 2 days into his freshman year and had already had targets like that. Like, no, this kid obviously was planning on doing this regardless of what. Uh, and the father buying him the AR-15 after the meetup with the FBI, even though he swears to God that he like talked about school shootings and guns weren't just that easily accessible, except for until he, I guess, got him it. I don't know how accessible the bullets were. That is definitely a question that'll probably have to be answered in court. But one thing definitely disturbs me is the precedent that was set by the Ethan Crumley case, how it's already kind of sort of being used against poor people and black people. Like in Tennessee, we have something called the Parental Accountability Act that just passed this year, where if your child gets more than one like misdemeanor or felony or whatever, they're going to start charging the parents like money. And if the parents can't pay, the parents will do community service, which is usually some sort of community cleanup or something involved with the state, maybe cleaning up highways, something like that, which I have an issue with because it seems like this kind of stuff is aimed at getting free labor out of poor people, which I am 100% against. And I think that using the excuse of youth delinquency to basically overwork people or unfairly charge people money that would go, I guess, to the city or something. I really don't know where that money would be going. It'd probably just be getting pocketed, honestly. But I just think that's very, very weird. And I think because of the school shootings and, some of the talking points that Democrats and some people on the left have had about what should be done about, the parents of school shooters, I think a lot of that was used as an excuse to get stuff like that passed. And I'm not sure I really agree with it 100%. I think that the Parental Accountability Act, at least here in Tennessee, at the very least should just be the community service part. And even then, it's like all these cases have to be looked at very carefully, because what they're doing is they're blanketing all of these kids' parents as bad parents. Like, yes, bad parents exist. Parents that can't really pay attention to their kids because they're working a lot. Those parents exist too. And I don't think those parents need to be punished for the actions of their kids because of their socioeconomic status. Like, either you want the parents to work and make money and make sure the kid is taken care of and clothed and fed and everything, because if they're not, that's neglect. But then you're going to call it neglect when you work too much and can't be at home to, watch your kids every move and make sure they don't get into trouble out in the world. It's a slippery slope. That's all I'm saying. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And I'm gonna end it off a little lighthearted too, because, and this is just something I just thought, I'm being stupid. I honestly think once school shooters' parents start being like more socially attractive, that's when like gun laws are gonna change, because they're not gonna want to be locking up a whole bunch of pretty people. These parents is just regular old ass parents. Ethan Crumley's parents, they looked a little worse for wear. I ain't gonna lie. And yes, I'm judging. I don't care. Hit me in the comments. It is what it is. But anyway, y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about this case and the Ethan Crumley case and the whole Parental Accountability Act here in Tennessee. And let me know if they have something like that in your state or in your country. Let me know what y'all got going on, man. And of course, like, subscribe to all that wonderful stuff, man. I'm just trying to get it up. I'm trying to give y'all something every week, and I'm going to keep on doing that. All right? All right. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace out.